Olympian team. So listen, thanks for coming on and talking to us. Basically, what we wanted to talk about, obviously, everybody's been through the issues of lockdown and stuff like that. I hope my daily mount isn't fading too much away in the background. So obviously, everybody's been put down by lockdown over the last while. Thankfully, we've been able to start back up the league again. It seems like a one-horse race at the top of the table at the moment, after the Waterford game the other night. But from your perspective, Adam, being a Shelbourne fan, I've known you a long time. I've sadly known which they'll be support for a very long time. So tell us, what's it like being back up in the top flight again after so long?
Oh, it's unbelievable. Just to be like, 'cause I didn't think I'd ever see us back up again, if I'm being honest, with the way the club was 3-4 years ago. It was absolute state. There was no relationship between the fans and the club per se. A lot of the fans were protesting, they were lighting banners on fire in Talca Park. It was a disaster. And then whatever happened, the new owners came in, Ian Morris came in, new players came in, started playing actual decent football, and it just brought the crowds back. And there's like a feel of togetherness now in Talca Park again, which hasn't been felt for a very long time. So especially with it being back in the Premier Division, it's just unbelievable.
And it looks very much like, I think, what is there now? What is it? 6 games left in the Premier Division. Yeah. It's which?
6 games remaining. We only need to win 4.
Shut up, you! I might mute your microphone. No, I'm joking. So the 6 games left to play, and it looks like you're going to have another stay in the Premier Division for another season at least.
Well, that's what we hope anyway. No, I think the lads have enough to get past the line. I think we're 4 points above Finn Harps and Cork, so the 2 draws against them though at Talca Park wouldn't help. But we play St. Pat's this coming Saturday, so another 3 points against them lot, and we should be happy sailing from there.
Absolutely. And talk to me, maybe you talk about the new owners coming in and the new manager, and we talk about Ian Morris, because since he left Bows to join Shelbourne, he's had an immediate impact really in the club, hasn't he?
Whatever he's brought to the club, it's just been all positive. The players, compared to teams in the past in the first division, these players actually look like they want to play for the club, play for the manager, play for the badge, and just it's great to see. Like it's refreshing.
Yeah, I love the badge tab, and of course Celtic.
Same hat, looks like Leggy.
Your man in the grey and white shirt.
So, I suppose signs of that really came last year, didn't it? That it was an unsuccessful semi-final from your point of view, very successful from mine. Obviously, the FAI Cup semi-final last year, but it just shows that the impact that he did have, that he was able to get to an FAI Cup semi-final and then promotion in the same season. Have we lost Adam?
No, he's still there.
I'm here. It's been a good ride. It's been a good ride, and hopefully it's just the start. Some of the lads, I think, were saying, some of the players for Shells were saying that they can push for Europe this season, which I think is just a bit too unrealistic from a fan point of view anyways. So I think we should just plan to stay up, and just that'll be a good foundation to build from, and we'll just carry on from there and see where it takes us,
So Adam, you're a season ticket holder or a member with Shells as well. So I heard before restrictions, you were letting 20 fans in per game.
It was so I think it was the Derry game. There was 50 fans allowed in, 50 season ticket holders were allowed in. Unfortunately, I wasn't one of them at the time, but everybody there that work behind were saying it makes a huge difference having the fans there, even if it's just 50 people. I'm watching it on the Watch LOI, like you can tell there was 50 people there, but compared to usual, it sounded like there was probably 1,000 people there cheering on the lads, And I think we were 1-0 down, but I think it was the fans getting behind the team that got us that equaliser, you know, and we just didn't hold out for the draw. And yeah, just the fans being there would make it a lot easier, you know.
And talk to me, how does that work? Like, do you all get assigned a game, or is it just a look at the draw?
Yeah, so what it was all the names for the season ticket holders, they'd all go into a raffle. You'd enter your name into a raffle, and then they'd be randomly selected for the game. And they'd only get one game per season, just to make it fair on all the other season ticket holders, you know?
Okay, yeah, because I was talking to Stephen Bradley there before the AC Milan game, when the announcement was made about allowing 200 fans into larger venues, and he was saying they don't know how Rovers are going to do it, because Rovers have 3,000, well over 3,000 season ticket holders between members and season ticket holders. It's just not going to be possible. So what's the numbers like in comparison to Shells?
I wouldn't know the exact figure, but if I was to guess, I'd say there's probably around 500, maybe just over 500 season ticket holders. And even to choose 50 from that, it's hard to do. So
Yeah.
I think the fairest way to do it is through a random raffle, you know?
Yeah, and obviously now you were talking about not wanting to go back into the first division. How tough is it to get out of the first division?
Oh, stop, man. It's ridiculous. Oh, man. I'm just getting angry just thinking about it. I remember after the draw of the match, when we won the league, we all went back to in the bar down there. And as I was leaving, I went up to Ian Morris and I shook his hand and I said, "Thank you so much. You don't know what this means. I thought we were never ever getting out of that division." Like, it's just, I'm trying to not curse here, but it's because you never know where you're gonna win, lose, draw. It's a lot more unpredictable than the Premier Division, because you have your major teams like your Rovers, your Dundalk, while in the first division it's just mayhem, kind of, like, you know, teams take points off everybody left, right, and centre, you know.
Yeah,
and I'm sure you wouldn't want to be in that division this year, given that it is so tight at the top there.
Yeah, and I wouldn't want to play Cabinteely again, because I can't remember the last time we beat them.
Yeah, like even I was at the Rovers 2 game against Cabinteely there last Friday, and like it was a fair game between Rovers 2 and between Cab. It was like end to end stuff. Like I was writing notes of different points of what's happened each game. By the first half, I'd gone through 2 A4 pages, like and then obviously Cab pulled away in the end. Is that just like experience that you think would pull away in a game like that?
I think, again, it's really unpredictable with the first division. Like, something can happen just out of nowhere. It depends on the pitch you're playing on, because realistically the pitches in that division are quite subpar, like Cove, Cabinteely. It's just,
yeah. Talk to us about Stradbrook. What's that like? How is it the pitch?
oh Jesus. Lovely away day though, lovely away day.
What about a trip to the seaside in Bray? You don't miss those, do you?
I missed the day out, but the match itself, if they come up to the Premier Division, I wouldn't mind going to Bray away. But as long as they're down there, I'll give them a miss, you know.
In terms of your squad, Adam, I mean, it was said about Shamrock Rovers a number of years ago when they were trying to bring younger players into their squad that it would take a long time, and things have been kind of moving along, and it's kind of been stuttering along for them. But they're at a point now where they're 8 points clear at the top of the table. They're bringing in these young players all the time. And it is now where all of that work is now starting to reap its rewards. It's pretty much the same for you at Shelbourne, because that's what Ian Morris has done. He's trusted in an awful lot of young players as well in this project to maybe try and get Shelbourne another league title over the next while.
Yeah, there's a lot of youth in the team, but there is experience there to try and guide them through. The likes of, we've got a couple of young wingers in Denzel Fernandez, Dale Rooney, Jays Cavia, all those lads. But there's the likes of Carl Shepherd in the squad who can show them the ropes, so they're not kind of lost at sea in the Premier Division. So I feel like there's a good mix of youth and experience. Like, you know, Gary Deegan in the midfield he can help out the likes of Sean Quinn, Shane Farrell. Like, so it's positive. It's very positive.
like, as I remember titles for Bows, and that was a very long time ago, given that it's been, what, I think about 10, maybe 11 years since Bows last won the league title.
Yeah, it's he's a very experienced player. He's a winner. It's quite scary, to be honest. He's very commanding, and I think he leads by example. He does what he has to do. He does his job, no more, no less. Kind of like, you know, he gives you a solid 8 out of 10 every game at least. Like, you know.
So, like, would you think now experience matches up with youth, or is there like is that a fair balance across the squad, or is it more so the likes of Kyle Shepherd and the more experienced guys in the league that are kind of pulling the young lads through?
Well, I couldn't quite hear you there. What were you saying?
Is it a good balance between youth and experience in that squad? Do you feel it's a good balance, or do you feel like the leaders would be the more experienced lads that are kind of trying to drag the young lads through?
I'd say it is a good balance. It is. There's probably a bit more on the youthful side if you look at it, but we have good experienced players in nearly every position that can show the younger lads the ropes, show them how to play in the division, how to clutch up, how to sit in if you're holding on to a lead. Well, I try to anyways. But yeah, no, it's for the likes of example, he's in his early 30s, but I'd still consider him one of the best finishers in the league. And he has Aaron Dobbs there on the bench. He's about 19, 20 years old. So
Aaron Dobbs, I remember him playing for Rovers there a couple of years ago.
Yeah, he's lightning quick, lightning pace. But like with the likes of Kieran Clough, like guiding him, I've no doubt he'll be a good player as well. But
just stop naming the experienced names. You're going to give him awful notions that all of these players were raised and born and bred in Tala.
Yeah, you heard it at the cup final. Legends are born in Ringsend.
Yeah,
other people are born in Ringsend as well.
In 1895.
yeah, right. Okay.
Because he's relishing, you know, Connor's relishing a trip down to Talca Park where Rovers once had to ply their trade.
Yeah, don't forget that. You came crawling to us looking for somewhere. You came crawling to us looking for somewhere to play. You know, we were generous enough.
Yeah, us Northsiders, because they had their temporary stay in Dalymount as well.
Yeah,
we're nice people, us Northsiders.
Don't be looking down on us too much, because you never know.
Well, hold on a minute. Look at us now. We've got our own stadium. The 2 years are going to be sharing the same ground now next year. Can't even have your own ground.
Owned by the council. I wouldn't call it your own stadium.
It's our own stadium.
Not
anchor tenants.
Yeah, but South Dublin County Council. Let's not forget that. But anyway, look. I mean, we might be lynched the next time we're on the streets for all of this. But like, it is an incredible feat, given that you know, kind of where Shelbourne had come from. Like, I was only thinking back the other day about when Shelbourne were in the FAI Cup final. I think was it against against Shamrock or Sligo Rovers? Was it Shamrock Rovers? No, it was Sligo Rovers. Sligo Rovers, yeah. In the Aviva Stadium, and that was everybody was saying was this whole rebirth. You know, Philly Hughes banging in the goals left, right, and centre, and you know all of this, and then it just went very quickly downhill. But you seem to be in this kind of upwards trajectory, to say the very least, which with everything that's kind of gone on in the background.
Yeah, I think it's we're more organised this time round. I think last time round there was a bit of a panic. Like, we can try and do as well as we can, as quick as we can, you know, climb up or whatever. But this time they've got a plan, and they're not going to spend out of their means, or they're not going to be too unrealistic, because it'll just end in disaster like countless other clubs. So we think, I wouldn't know myself, you know, I'm just a fan looking kind of from the outside in, but from what it seems and what a lot of the fans think is there's a plan and there's a structure, and that we're here to stay.